हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे
कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा, राहुल प्रभु। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीशाखान्तां। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते। सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च हरिकथानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are today reading from chapter 6, verse number 13.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Yes.
आपकी आवाज़ क्रैक हो रही है। इट्स नॉट कमिंग
Oh,
वेरी
really?
क्लियर।
Turn off the we ठीक है? Yes. Okay. So we'll read from verse number 30. यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति सर्वभूतस्थितं यो मां भजति एकत्वमास्थितः सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते। आत्मपौम आत्मौपमन्ये न सर्वत्र समं पश्यति अर्जुन सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखं स योगी परमो मतः। अर्जुन उवाच योऽयं योगस्त्वया प्रोक्ता साम्येन मधुसूदन एतस्याहं न पश्यामि चञ्चलत्वात् स्थितिं स्थिरम् चञ्चलं हि मनः कृष्ण प्रमाथि बलवदृढम् तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये वायोरिव सुदुष्करम्। श्री भगवान् उवाच असंशयं महाबाहो मनो दुर्निग्रहं चलम् अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येन च गुह्यते असंशयतात्मना योगो दुष्प्राप्य इति मे मतिः वस्यात्मना तु यत्तथा शक्यो वाप्तुम् उपायतः। Keep it open on lock from behind. अर्जुन उवाच यति श्रद्धयोपेतो योगाचलितमानसः अप्राप्य योग संसिद्धिं कामगतिं कृष्ण गच्छति कच्चिन्न उभय विभ्रष्ट छिन्न ब्रह्मीव नश्यति अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढो ब्रह्मणपतिः एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण चेतुमर्हस्य शेषतः त्वदन्य संशयस्यास्य चेता न हि उपपद्यते। श्री भगवान् उवाच पार्थ नैव नामुत्रो विनाशस्तस्य विद्यते न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समाः शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेः योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते अथवा योगिनामेव गुडे भवति धीमताम् एतद्धि दुर्लभतरम् लोके जन्म यदीदृशम् तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगम् लभते पौर्वदेहिकम् यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरुनन्दन पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव क्रियते हि अवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते प्रयत्नाद् यत्तन्मानस्तु योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः अनेक जन्म संसिद्ध ततो याति परां गतिम् तपस्विभ्यो अधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्यो अपि मतोऽधिकः कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद् योगी भवार्जुन योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेरन्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So we started this chapter, and last time we covered the sloka, especially the section starting for the verse 10. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthita ekaki yat chittatma nirashir aparigraha. From this verse till verse 32, we have discussed the various angas of the Ashtanga Yoga system. And then verse 10 and then 11th and 12th talks about how to select a place for sitting. Like Sucho, they say, Pratisthapya, Thiram Astanam Atmanam. In a secluded, clean place, putting a deer skin, soft cotton cloth, and then sitting, focusing on the tip of the nose or in between the eyebrows. And in that way, sitting place, describing that, we ended till verse 30 or 32. Did we cover 32 as last time? But anyway, I remember 30.
Prabhuji 30.
30. Okay. So 30. So two more verses. So here 30th verse we says that Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvacha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sacha me na pranashyati. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost nor is he ever lost for me. So this Ashtanga Yogi is supposed to see not only the spirit soul but also the Paramatma within his heart. Right? So for one who sees Krishna everywhere and sees everything in Krishna, he is never lost nor is he lost for the Lord. That's what was mentioned in the verse 30. And the verse 31 says that Sarva Bhuta Sthitam Yomam Bhajat. Yeah, please repeat. Sarva Bhuta Sthitam Yomam Bhajati Ekatvam Astita Sarvatha Vartamano Api Sayogi Mai Vartate. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I and the super soul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. So, ekatvam astita sarvatha. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I am the super soul, I and the super soul are one. So, knowing I and the super soul are one, that means knowing that Krishna is the super soul. Right? Such a yogi who considers knowing that I and the super soul are one, remain always in me in all circumstances. A yogi is practicing meditation on the super soul, sees within himself the plenary portion of Krishna as Vishnu, with four holding conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus flower. The yogi should know that Vishnu is not different from Krishna. Krishna, in this form of super soul, is situated in everyone's heart. Therefore, there is no difference between the innumerable super soul present in the innumerable living hearts of the living entities. Nor is there a difference between a Krishna conscious person always engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna and a perfect yogi engaged in the meditation on the super soul. So if we see the person within Krishna consciousness, he understands Krishna is the Supreme Lord and Paramatma is the ever expanded form of Krishna. Right? So he sees that. And here is a yogi who is seeing Atma and then Paramatma and understanding that Paramatma is none other than Krishna. Right? So the goal is the same. Right? So therefore there is no difference. There is no difference between a Krishna conscious person always engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna and a perfect yogi engaged in the meditation on the super soul. Yogi in Krishna consciousness, even though he may be engaged in various activities. So here, Prabhupada is differentiating with a Krishna conscious person. He is engaged in the various activities while in the material existence. And for a yogi, the first criteria is he has to leave to jungle, right? Select a place and then focus the mind, absorbed. But here, and a Krishna conscious person is in this world working, right? With a Krishna as a goal and offering everything to Krishna. So therefore, a yogi in Krishna consciousness, even though he may be engaged in various activities while in the material world, he always remains situated in Krishna. This is confirmed in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu of Srila Rupa Goswami. Nikhilaswapi avasthasu jivan mukta sa uchyate. Even he is engaged in this world, but still he is a jivan mukta. He is the liberated soul. A devotee of the Lord always acting in Krishna consciousness is automatically liberated. In the Narada Pancharatra, this is confirmed in this way. By concentrating one's attention on the transcendental form of Krishna, who is all pervading and beyond time and space, one becomes absorbed in thinking of Krishna and then retains the happy state of transcendental association with him. Krishna consciousness is the highest stage of trance in yoga practice. This very understanding that Krishna is present as Paramatma in everyone's heart makes the yogi faultless. So the faultless condition of the yogi is understanding that Krishna is present as Paramatma in everyone's heart. The Vedas confirm this inconceivable potency of the Lord as follows. Eko apisan bahuda yo avabhati. Although the Lord is one, he is present in innumerable hearts as many. Similarly, in the Smriti Shastra, it is said, Eka eva paro vibhu sarva vyapi na samshayah aishwaryat rupam ekam cha surya vat bahudhyayate. Vishnu is one and yet he is certainly all pervading. He, by his inconceivable potency, in spite of his one form, is present everywhere, as the sun appears in many places at once. So comparison is here given for the Paramatma expanded form of the Lord Krishna in relation with the sun, who is seen is the one, but when you put a pot, you'll see the many suns, right? So that Krishna as a Paramatma is within the heart of every living entity, but he is the one. So the yogi sees that, and a Krishna conscious person also sees that. So therefore, there is no difference between both of them. Only difference is one is not acting any further. He has taken karma sannyas. He is gone into the jungle and is meditating on the Supreme Lord, and another one is engaged in all activity of Krishna consciousness. That's the only difference. So you see here, from this, we come to know that all this first six chapter which has been mentioned, it is described, the flow is like one takes to karma yoga. Right? And what is prescribed is without attachment to the fruits, without possessiveness. And then that karma yoga, which ultimately becomes Nishkam karma yoga, because when not attached to the result, it becomes Nishkam karma yoga. And that Nishkam karma yoga takes the form of the Ashtanga yoga. right? Because in the Nishkam Yoga, one person becomes purified by performing Nishkam Yoga. Then he takes the karma sannyas. That means he leaves the activities. And then he engages in Ashtanga Yoga, especially the main part, Dhyan, Samadhi. And then he sees the Atma, and also, when he's seeing the Atma means he's purified already, right? And then he also realizes the Paramatma, and he sees Krishna is the Paramatma. So that is actually the Ashtanga Yoga, right? All other thoughts, somebody who is practicing Ashtanga Yoga by some pranayama, asana, they are incomplete. Focus is totally bodily and some other aspects. It's a material thing. When it comes to the yoga, it's not even a yoga, it's only asana. They say yoga, but when it comes to yoga, yoga means connecting with transcendence. Then transcendence starts with Brahma Jyoti, right? Brahman, Paramatma, right? So, this is the systematic flow which is given from Nishkam Karma Yoga to Ashtanga Yoga, which realizes Super Soul and Krishna. So that is a systematic form which Baldev Vidyabhushan describes as for the Sanistha devotees. Sanistha devotees means one who performs systematically. Nishkam Karma Yoga, then Ashtanga Yoga, and realizes Krishna. So that is for Sanistha devotee. There is another devotee, Parinistha devotee. He is one who practices directly Krishna Bhakti. He works for Krishna. He dedicates everything to Krishna, attributes everything to Krishna. Not purified, but starts with directly with Krishna conscious activity. And by that process, he purifies, gets purified. In other place, it was when Nishkam Karma Yoga, one gets purified. And that Nishkam, within Nishkam Karma Yoga, Gyan is involved. Within Nishkam Karma Yoga, Gyan is involved. Means when one performs Nishkam Karma Yoga, the result is Gyan. One gains the knowledge. Isn't it? And then later on, then that Nishkam Karma Yogi, when not purified, takes to Ashtanga Yoga and realizes Paramatma. Here, Bhakti Yogi, he takes directly to the Bhakti Yoga. He acts everything for Krishna. Right? In that way, gets purified. Process is Bhakti. Goal is what? Krishna. Bhakti only. That means service to Krishna. So, Ekehaya Kurunanda, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, is applicable to which bhakti, to which yoga? The yoga. In this process, the goal is one. Neha abhikrama nasha asti. In this abhikrama, there is no nash. Pratyavayo na vidyate. Swalpapyam asya dharmasya trayate mahatova. Even little bit perform in this path. In which path? Bhakti yoga. Or also, Ashtanga yogi who is realizing Atma and also Paramatma. So, it's a focused. There's one pointed attention on Krishna. In Bhakti yoga especially. Yes.
Somebody is glorified himself, they start Karma Yoga. That is one option. Because after that, he has to go to
Ashtanga
Yoga. Then eventually, he may or may not find Krishna. So that part, one is glorified himself in Ashtanga Karma Yoga. A, that A. B is one is starting from Bhakti, but yet not purified. He is starting from Bhakti. So which option is better?
See, one already has performed and purified.
In previous lives.
I'm not saying that. I'm just telling that this is one, right? And then another is one was taken to Bhakti Yoga. So when somebody was taken to the Bhakti Yoga, he starts with knowing Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Not purified. Not purified, but he starts with that. In another, he may take many lifetimes.
Can you say
Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan. So Jnanavan means one is purified. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. Vasudeva Sarvahiti. Everything is Krishna. Sam Atma Sudurlabha. So if he, after purified, understands that Krishna is everything, then he is greater than somebody who is taken to Krishna consciousness, but not purified. Chaturvida bhajate ma. Four kinds of devotee comes to me. Artha, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Jnani. Amongst them, Jnani is the highest. Why? Because he has done with everything. He now has taken shelter. Others have taken to shelter of Krishna, but because of their own reasons, Artha, Artharthi, because of frustration, because of desire, they have taken. They may go away after getting that, what they wanted, right? They may go away. But yogi, but a jnani who is confirmed now, done with everything, he will not leave. So Krishna is it's very dear to Krishna.
So, ISKCON is giving directly Krishna. ISKCON is giving
Directly Krishna.
Can you say most of the people, 99% of people who come to ISKCON, they are, we can say,
they are done with all the things.
though they not have been purified yet.
They may not have been purified, but the very fact they have taken to Krishna consciousness means in the past they have done so much that they have taken now to directly to Krishna consciousness. So therefore, never to take, the person will come. Arjuna is selling. What happens to people who have not completed this Ashtanga Yogi process? If somebody has gone through and not completed, what happens to that person? So Krishna says, if they have they have done very little, they will take birth in a rich family. After enjoying, like if they started the process with the goal of transcendence, right? And in the midway, because of the material desire, they are not able to complete. So what will Krishna give? Bhar ki material facilities. So then these material facilities where? These material facilities are in Swarga. There are three kinds of Swarga. One is the Swarga Loka on the top, Divya Sarga. There is also Swarga Loka on the Bhumandala. The Bhumandala, where we have Bharatvarsha in Jambudvip. So there are other 7 dvipas created by the horse wheel impression by Priyavrat Maharaj, who is the son of Swayambhu Manu, the first Manu. So Swayambhu Manu, he had 9 sons. So what he wanted to do, he wanted to give, and he was given in charge of whole universe, is this Jambudvipa and all, Jambudvipa. So what he did, he created a son, one more son, because he wanted to give happiness to the people. In cold season, the sun is not very hot, na? And in summer season, the sun is too hot. So he created one more sun, which is like in summer it will be cool, in winter it will be warm. And the sun is here, he stood opposite direction. So there's no night also not needed. Sun is always there. And it will move just exactly 180 degree. Sun is here, another sun is here. Balancing. That way he would give enjoyment to the people. He would rule in that way. So when he was moving in the direction of the sun, he was making concentric circles like this, far. So one is here, another is 2 times the distance, another is 2 times the distance from the previous one. In that way, concentric circles were created, and with the impression of the wheel of its chariot, there was an impression, and the water got filled. Liquid got filled, not water, liquid. And because of that liquid, there's a land separated. So therefore, they are called dvipa. So 9 dvipas are created. And this Priyavrat Muni, to each son, he gave one dvipa. So the middle one is Jambu Dvipa. In that middle portion, which was given to Agnidra, the one son of Priyavrat Maharaj, first son, Agnidra. Then what did Agnidra give? Agnidra, he had got 9 sons. So he divided that into 7 partition, and that is called Varsha. Ilavrat Varsha, Hari Varsha, Kim Purusha Varsha. Hanuman is in one Varsha, Prahlad Maharaj is in another Varsha, and then our Bharat Varsha is one. So in that Bharat Varsha, in Bharat Khanda, there are also many Khanda, and in Bharat Khanda, we are staying. So why we went there? Yeah, so this other Varshas, the Varsha which is there, 7 islands which are there, which is with the liquid inside. That liquid is, first is the salt water ocean. Like our Bharat Varsha is surrounded by the salt water. Next is sugarcane juice. The third one is liquor. Fourth one is milk. Fifth one is ghee. Sixth one is clarified butter. Seventh one is sweet water. And then in that, each Varsha, there is again parties with the mountains, they are again divided. And from the mountains, there are rivers which are flowing. Like from here, we have mountains, river is flowing. Na? So there is a river flowing. So the river is flowing of what? Mango juice, honey, milk. So there is no need to work on it. Whatever is needed is already there in the form of juice and fruits and so many things. It's a gold lying always there on the banks of that grows river. So you see the demigods wearing what? Gold and ornaments. They don't have to work for eating, ornamenting. It's they just have to enjoy. It's a Swarga, other places. I'm talking about in the Bhauma, the Bhumandala. What to speak of Bhuvar and Swarloka on the top. So it is so much enjoyment. Only this Bharat Varsha is the Karma Bhumi, where we can act and reap the results. Either going back to Godhead or do it for material benefits. What material benefit we can get here? We don't have a strength to enjoy. There, people who stay in those loka, they have got enjoyment. Their strength is 10,000 elephant ka strength. Can you enjoy? Can you imagine 10,000 elephant ka strength? How much they can enjoy? Mango juice is like flowing river because the tree which is on the top of the mountain on those Varsha is like 100 kilometers, 100,000 kilometers. Hundreds of kilometers is like the trunk of the tree, and the fruit is like one smallest fruit is half kilometer. One fruit. When it breaks, rivers flow. So how many fruits are flowing? Continuous rivers are flowing of mango juice and honey and what not. So much enjoyment. After coming to Bharat Varsha, again, if you want such the enjoyment of this world, which is nothing. It's better to enjoy in other places. But what we'll do after enjoying it, we have to come back again. Yeah, as much as pious activity we have created in this world, in this life, we do good activity. By that, we get to enjoy for that much period and come back. And those demigods like Indra and all who are there, they will continue their lifespan. Their lifespan is for one manvantara. One manvantara is 71.4 Divya Yuga or Yuga cycle. One Yuga cycle is Satyug, Tretayug, Dwapar, Kalyug. So like this, 71 times, one manvantara period, each demigod is there who are managing. After that, they will go back to God because of their service. We cannot become those demigods. No, we are not going there for becoming demigod. We go to the demigod planet Swargaloka to enjoy because of our pious spirit. And also go to Naraka because of our sinful reactions. We perform both, pious and pen. We go there, enjoy, come back. So what is the use of performing pious deeds? Forget the sin. Sin to devotees will never thought or think of. But even pious, why? So no material desire. Why we are doing bhakti? Serve Krishna. Are we doing bhakti to go back to Godhead? No, even that is a desire. I want to go back to Godhead. To liberate, to get free from the pain of this world. When that is a selfish desire. Therefore, the yogis and jnanis, they are selfish. Why? Because their focus is liberation. But devotees, love for Krishna, which is by service. What we want? Prema Pumarto Mahan, love of Krishna. Or you want love, that is selfish. But no, it's not selfish. Love for what? For whose sake? And he says, I want to love you for your sake, Baba, not for my sake. For Krishna's sake. Right? So service to Krishna or love for Krishna, one and the same thing. So therefore Krishna says, I cannot na paraye ham. I cannot give for what? Because you don't want only anything. But somebody wants liberation, Krishna will give and say, Chalo bhai. Ye yatha maam prapadyante. But for devotees, ye yatha, no, they don't want only anything. So I cannot. Yes.
This question, we can try to ask see B, it's what you see, right?
Huh?
We can do the swell according to our. So somebody is doing there. Is it Atma means right?
Obviously, Atma only go because body is so Panchabhut. And the body which we have here is 70% water. The body which we have in higher planet system is very more, as we go ahead and ahead, it has become subtle. Like Brahmaji's body is like intelligence, made of intelligence. That much subtlest.
Students,
To the body which is there, like 10,000 strength of the element. So what is the kind of body one will get, which has got 10,000 strength of the element? Of course, it's filled with fragrance and
We don't know when you say soul is immovable. It's a soul is immovable. Because in the soul is going to soul is going to this place, the heaven.
good question. Why do you mean the sun is immovable, unchangeable? Achaloyam. So like you see, the body changes from small to like from it takes birth, it grows, right? Childhood, adulthood, then it creates a byproduct, another son and children, and then it grows, then it disappears. Does the soul go through the changes, moves from one phase to another? Byproduct. As such, the soul does not have byproduct. When it is the body gives product, byproduct, right? So another son is born, child is born. But the soul never gives birth. Soul is individual. We are not connected to anyone. Just because somebody is from whom we are born, we consider that person as our father, mother. Another soul is born, so we consider that as our sibling. There is no such connection. Our only connection is with Supreme Lord. In the sense, we are part and parcel of Supreme Lord. We have particular Swarupa in which we can serve Supreme Lord. That's our only connection. But because of the attachment and ignorance, we consider the people of this world connected with our husband, wife, child, this soulmate. There's nothing kind of soulmate. What do you mean by soulmate? For pataving somebody, one may say you are my soulmate. What soulmate? Soul is soul. That's it.
Going to heaven, when it's not moving. Still the soul is immovable. It's not moving.
Soul is immovable. Soul is everywhere. Sarvagataha is everywhere. Even in the sun planet, it is there. He will have another body, fiery body. We cannot go by this body in the sun. It will burn. So which body will be there? 70% water? Oh, you have fiery body. Soul can have different kinds of body. Best body, spiritual body. Satchidananda. Sat, all eternal. You see? Blissful with the soul is anyways. Chit, knowable, knowledgeable, knowing. Is the soul which knows, not our memory or body. See, we know that we are existing. Like at the night, we had a dream. In the morning, we get up and say, oh, I had a nice sleep, I had a good dream. Not a nice sleep, because when you dream, you don't sleep nicely. But at least you know that I had a dream. Who had a dream? I means who? So understands that he was dreaming. In that he was identifying with some other body. I was that body. I was in front, lion came. He knows. So he is knower. He is the knower. In this body, the soul is the knower. Like, I am getting pain. We say, no, I am getting pain. I means what? We understand with ourselves as a body. But actually, I am getting, my body is having pain. That's why if we use the word, my body has got a pain. It's different that I am having pain. Because we unknowingly use the such terms. I am getting pain. I am getting bored. Means what do you get bored? Soul is never boring, Baba. If you identify with the soul, soul is always blissful, non-thirsty, non-hungry. That's the quality of the soul. But if we say that I am getting bored, no, I am feeling bored. My feelings are I am getting bored. I am not bored. How can anybody make me bored? One bored. If we identify with the soul, soul is always blissful and happy. It's just because we identify with something else, the position, things of this world, which is anyhow going to disappear, taken away by force of time and all. We anyway identify, we feel pain because of that identity. And people say that I am getting bored, ab to main gaya, main kahin ka nahi raha. Kya pain? So it is always going to be. Just by identification. They are all pain of this world. Otherwise, soul is blissful. If I identify what the max can happen, the body can have cancer, body can deteriorate, body can die, body can become old. The soul, nothing happens. So the pain of this world reduces as soon as we get knowledge. I am the body. I am the soul. Part and parcel of Krishna. That is the higher level. Part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is the most merciful. He is the well-wisher of everyone. So whatever he does is the best for me. He has taken away everything. He has taken my near and dear ones. He is the best. He knows. What he does is good. With that confidence, nothing can deter one from this world. This world. Nothing can give pain. Krishna's desire. If he wants to take, he will take away. If he wants to give, he will give.
So one can have this knowledge and see blissful even in the tamasic body.
The tamasic means how can it be knowledgeable? Sattvat samjayate jnanam. Only in sattva guna one can get knowledge.
We can have a lot of knowledge, but still his
body. His body may be like that.
Knowledge he has got, a lot of knowledge.
No, but that is rare. That is rare. With knowledge means in sattva guna one will get knowledge. That is rare. Vitrasura's body. But he is a devotee of Lord. That such examples are given that one can be knowledgeable even in the demoniac body. But that's very rare. If we are not practicing sattva guna, how can one be focused or stay in that? Because that is the suited platform to practice bhakti. So one should come. Bali in Vitrasura also. So one has to come to sattva guna. Not like one can be in tamo guna. Yeah, I am going to beer bar. I am going with my friends. I hear tamasic music. But I am detached from that. I am Krishna conscious. Possible. For a person like Prabhupada who went to the US, Auri, and he preached Bhagavad Gita. But I don't think a person like me can going to such places and practicing in the midst of all such gratification. People will generally go by the flow. So why to get involved in such? Be in good association, sattvic lifestyle. Even in city, why devotees are unhappy? Because city life is consuming. What of passion is consuming. It's stress people have to practice. So one should know what is my safe ground to play, to practice. Sattvic lifestyle really helps. Whole day passion and then at night not even good sleep. Can expect somebody to get up early morning and chant. It's very difficult. So one has to practice sattva guna, eat early, sleep early, good rest, get up early in the association of devotees, chant nicely. Then we can practice easily. Otherwise, doing bhakti also is difficult.
If somebody has practiced karma yoga, then eventually goes to Nishtha karma yoga, then Nishtha.
Not possible in this age.
But somebody has done in the past lives, and eventually now he comes to Krishna. So he has worked on himself as well as purified also from the past.
Yes.
But here, if somebody comes to ISKCON, he may not have been yet purified, but still he's got direct bhakti. So can we say that in the earlier case, that person was bhakti he got because of some cause, and some other people have got like I got myself because out of causeless motive Krishna. Because there you have practiced all these things, you are purified, now you come into bhakti. There are people like me who came into Krishna consciousness, not purified. So is it a causeless bhakti, Prabhu?
See, when we say causeless, means without any cause. So causeless means not without any cause. Causeless means less of the cause. Causeless means where the cause is less. Not like it's no cause. Because if bhakti is causeless, then Krishna will be partial to giving somebody and not giving somebody. Like to me and you, we got causeless mercy. That means Krishna is partial, na? Without any cause, he is giving to me. Why not he is giving to others? So causeless does not mean without any cause. Causeless means with less of the cause. Where cause is less. What is that cause? Less cause. Sukruti. Sukruti, where somebody give us prasad. Devotees calling us, take prasad, come to temple here. And we say, oh, nice devotee. Appreciating devotees, ISKCON, temple and all. So these are all our sukrutis. Such sukruti accumulated to certain age, we get shraddha. Ado shraddha, that shraddha. Then ado shraddha, sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya. Then we take up the process. So that is the cause. Because such sukruti and all, it's not guaranteeing bhakti in the sense like bhakti itself uses bhakti. Bhakti itself uses bhakti. So we say it is a cause. There's no such cause for bhakti. Like I did some charity to the devotees. Because of that, do we get bhakti? That is a sukruti, but does not give us bhakti, guarantee bhakti. Bhakti comes from bhakti only. Bhakti is dependent on bhakti only. So therefore it is causeless. So our sukruti we can't. But through bhakti only one can. And that bhakti is given by whom? By Krishna. Does Krishna give bhakti?
Devotees.
Devotee. Because Krishna is not partial. He is equal. So he cannot give bhakti to somebody and not to someone.
Devotees can be partial.
Devotees, they're not, they are independent in the sense it's up to them. They distinguish, and that could not but top level, Uttam Adhikari. So Uttam Adhikari thinks everyone equal. They think that whom can I preach? They are better than me. But those who are Madhyam Adhikari, they say that this person is very innocent. Let me preach him. Otherwise, they are disturbing. I don't want to preach them. So they are selective. You may call that selectiveness as partiality. But they are selective. They may like to talk with somebody, some person, not with another. Like you see, Uttam devotee. Prabhupada, he never thought, no, he said, my guru's advice, I'll go to US and preach. Like person and me, if somebody tells me, we'll go to US and preach, I said, here, I know mine. Why should I go there? So Uttam Adhikari, he also does not give in once. Now you may say, why Prabhupada gave that? Prabhupada came to Madhyam Adhikari level. So Uttam, he came to the Madhyam Adhikari and gave. Uttam Adhikari, he came to that platform and gave bhakti to whoever came. हाँ
लाइक अभी आपने कहा कि हमारे मतलब कनेक्शन नहीं है, हमारे कनेक्शन भी है विद कृष्णा और वी आर अ सोर्स एंड तो जो हमारे ये रिलेटिव्स वगैरह है किस बेसिस पे हम
जस्ट बाई कर्म का ये कुछ लेन देन दे बिकेम आवर हस्बैंड वाइफ चिल्ड्रन,
मतलब
इससे कुछ लेना देना है तो फिर वो वाइफ हस्बैंड बन जाते हैं, फिर बच्चा बन जाता है, ज्यादा कुछ लेना देना है तो बच्चा बन जाता
ये जो 7 जन्म का जो है,
है। ओ अरे यार वाइफ, इफ हस्बैंड मर्डर समबडी, हस्बैंड मर्डर्स, तो वाइफ क्या उसके साथ नेक्स्ट लाइफ में जेल में जाएगी? ऐसा नो, ये सात बंधन का हो तो that's not the, see, सात फेरे लेते हैं, every फेरा there is a vow which is taken that I now from now on you our prosperity will be together, will be work on material benefits, you know, we will be together on this, these are the vows.
so
सात जन्मों का vow नहीं होता।
so all these things are for this lifetime.
हाँ, this lifetime कुछ लेना देना है इसलिए वो आ गया ना व्यक्ति। See, you try anywhere, it will take 10 times no to some person, but if that person is returned, घूम फिर के वही आएगा न्योता। वी में से इसकी वजह से इसने दिखाया उसने दिखाया, मेरे को इसने बोला इसलिए किया, नहीं, वो घूम फिर के आना ही था। इवन इफ यू से नो, somebody, अरे कैसे हाँ बोला तुमने इसको, अरे पता नहीं मेरी मति मर गई थी हाँ बोल दिया उसको, बट हैज टू कम ओनली। So now that person is there, why put a grudge? Because of our own karma, we get certain uh, uh, troubles from that person. So as long as we are there, अच्छे से रहो, practice doing bhakti is the one, and with that person we have to stay, help each other, one another. That's the thing, helping each other. Our actual connection is with Krishna. That person is a companion. बोलते ना पति परमेश्वर और ये सब जो है, that person is a companion. परमेश्वर तो एक ही है भगवान, but in this age, in this life, Lord has given somebody as a husband or somebody as a wife. So it's a duty of a woman to look husband as a Paramatma, in the sense serve, right? And and husband has to consider the wife as one's own Atma in the sense one's own life. How will one protect one's own life? So similarly, that person has to protect husband, wife, and like that. So each performs their duty properly, then that companionship will go on longer, and that goal to practice bhakti will be easier. But if somebody only thinks of what I will get from another person, then that will be like a troublesome. The focus is what I will get from another, and that family life will be troublesome. But even focus on what is my duty, what should I do, even if that person is giving trouble, it's my own karma. So what am I supposed to do? If I do that, our karmas will get eradicated. Krishna will give us better situation by taking away that person or whatever, up to Krishna. But we perform our duty properly.
We were stressing on companionship right now.
Hmm.
So eventually we can see that the marriage is fading away. People are getting less interest in marriage. They're living it together nowadays. All over the world, they also started very large scale. So can we say that even marriage is not as important as companionship? One can live together without marriage.
But that is sinful, na? Because of the sinful lifestyle, people have created this trouble of not getting faith on any one person. And because situation is such, having troubled adulthood only. See, there's such an open environment now that every boy has a girlfriend, every girl has a boyfriend, and they consider it as a normal. So when it comes to marriage, wherein one has to be chaste and one has to offer that fresh body to somebody, one person has already tasted 3-4 dishes. And somebody who's accustomed to eating outside is not satisfied with one person. घर का खाना अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, If one is accustomed to eating in the hotel, similarly, a person who has moved around night outs with various 3, 4 people, when it comes to staying with one person, how will that person be satisfied? It breaks, divorces. So now the situation is such that people are not finding faith because पता नहीं कितना क्या कर दिया उस previous इसमें.
So you make those service.
So therefore, they are not getting into that relationship only. But the need is there. So
In one case, for example, the person has had some past relationships.
hmm.
But in the 4th, 5th, or 6th relationship, now it's kind of settled. Then he's tolerant, he's loving, he can develop himself to his partner. The partner may not have tasted experience in the past, different partners. What if that partner is not as cordial or as tolerant? So how do we understand that? This person, because he's done some in the past, he's settled down in his way of thinking and it's more tolerant to everything. Another person who has he got married to, she got married to, that person may become fresh person. But maybe his mind is not as tolerant, as forgiving, as settled in his material. How do you understand that?
No, then both have to accept each other. It's not like because this person has now tested and now has settled down, this person who is now kind of not tested should go and try. It will be disturbing again. So this person now has found somebody who is tolerant and all, right? Stick to that person. And this person has got that person who is more kind of like agitative and all. Should understand from the past experience that perfection can't be achieved. So settle with one person and focus. The goal, the object is Krishna. So with here, whatever it takes, one नहीं दूसरा ठीक है हो गया ना, 2 मिल गया, तीसरा आ गया, ठीक है ना, at least now settled ना. Instead of hopping from one place to another, settle with somebody. Maybe you like, not like, whatever. Anybody who gets into marriage, they generally say yes only when their mindset is okay. Now I decided, accepted na. So then accept it rule of life na. Why then to change? And if somehow change has happened, because of that, come to know that person already had a relation or that person ran away. What this person will do? Get married to another, right? You may have married to second, third, whatever. But now settled na. So now focus on Krishna, not focus on the people, because these people will keep changing. See, initially it may be romance, but later on, what does a person need as the age grows? Respect, stabilization. Like settled, well settled, right? Person need is well settled. Person needs is respect. Initially it was romance, but later on the things changes, right? Then as the age passes, then person needs a companion, because person feels lonely at old age. At the time, what a person needs from the opposite partner is somebody with a companion, not the romance. So we need to change. Earlier we may have accepted that person because of some romantic feeling, but now we need to change ourselves as per the situation. So every day it's choice, selection. We stay with that person means we have chosen that person. We stay. So why not stay properly? Understanding that attraction may be towards somebody. Because if this person, everything is done. No, there's no attraction, right? Now their attraction may be with somebody, but understanding that with the knowledge that there will be no happiness. It's all outward happiness. Even if we get with another person, initially it will be okay, but later on it will be the same situation as with this person. So with the knowledge of the sense object, it's not going to satisfy me. One should focus on Atma or Krishna. Therefore, this verse will come. Jnana vairagyena abhyasena tu kaunteya. Vairagyena abhyasena. So practice Krishna consciousness. Vairagya from sense object. Which in this world will always be. The one marries to one person, second person, there will always be somebody with good looks, better and all. So Abhyasena, Kaunteya, Vairagyena. Vairagya means detachment from the sense object. And no, nothing of this world can satisfy one. Right?
Sita were attracted to the golden deer. Was it some kind of material
Or Sita is attracted to golden deer, and Ram is like crying like a madman. Oh, Sita, where are you behind the tree? These are all the Leela. Because they are human, they have taken the human role. So that we can say that, oh yeah, I can practice like Lord Ram, who was very attached to one wife, and for the sake of his wife, he went and fought with the Ravan. The people of this world, for the sake of protecting one's wife, one should fight with anyone. Because husband and wife relationships are the most important, more than a husband and a mother, husband and a father, mother and a son relationship. Because they all came because of a husband and wife. So husband and wife relation should be, they can fight with whole world, but they should be together. Nobody should come in between them, not even mother and father. So for that sake, so to show that Ramji came in the form, in the role of a human being. So he's acting. Oh, where is my Sita? He does not know who has taken. Nobody can dare to even touch. See Mother Sita, what to speak of touching. She's the energy of Lord. So Ravana has not even touched Mother Sita. उसके पहले ही वो सीता गायब हो गई. And that's given, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that scripture where Lord Ravan has never touched Sita. That's a different Sita. So similarly, Mother Sita getting attracted to the deer, can Mother Sita be attracted to anyone than deer, anyone than Lord Ram? So she proved that if I have thought anything, any other than Lord Ram, then let this fire consume my body. Nothing happened, right? She passed the test. So can deer really attract? But that's what the Leela say. To show that, see, if we are with Lord Ram, if our focus is not Lord Ram, and if we may get attracted to all this, how it will consume one. So we learn that. Not that how Mother Sita can get attracted. And that's a good question. Why? Because only devotees of the Lord in Parampara can answer that. Otherwise, it's very bewildering. You see, such question can answer is very bewildering. How can Mother Sita get attracted to deer? How can Lord Ram cry in separation? Is it how kind of God he is? Who can answer this? Only in Parampara, if we hear, we can answer. Therefore, we need devotees, acharyas. Otherwise, understanding Krishna, subject of Krishna is very difficult without scriptures and acharyas. Believe me, it's very difficult. So confusing. All these are the standard reply from the acharyas who have realized. That's why it gives so much confidence when we hear such things. Everything is very clear. Move ahead.
Prabhuji, in Shlok 31, it is said, such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul. So, how the yogi engages in worshipful service of the super soul?
So this is the yogi who is practicing Ashtanga Yoga. So that he is worshipping super soul in the mind. Right? In the mind, he is worshipping. So by focusing on this Atma, Paramatma, in the mind, he is doing all the offerings.
Okay.
That's why, and is it confusing? You ask that question means you are thinking, how can one worship super soul? It's very difficult because you and me are the devotees in the sense that we are offering foodstuffs to the Lord and it becomes very easy to serve the Lord. But in the mind, how can one worship super soul? It's beyond. But these yogis have to do that. Therefore, it's very difficult. Next, in the next, Arjuna will reject, just like you are accepting. How can it happen? So Arjuna is going to reject. It's very difficult. Arjuna is going to say this. Baba, this is very difficult. ठीक है ना?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yeah, so we'll move ahead. Verse 32. आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति अर्जुन सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखं स योगी परमो मतः. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna. So here is the devotee who sees happiness in others' happiness. He can see others' happiness and distress as his own. As if somebody is going through unhappiness, he feels his own unhappiness. So that is the kind of a devotee is very compassionate. The first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, because of compassion, natural compassion, he was not only compassion to his own soldier, but even to opposite soldier. That I have to kill all these people. For what sake? So they are compassion by nature. So that shows the soft-heartedness of Arjuna. But because their compassion was for the material body, by the Krishna's Yoga Maya, Arjuna became Mohit. For compassionate from the bodily concept. Right? But otherwise, devotees are normally, naturally soft-hearted. So that's how this verse talk about. So last line which says that here a contrast. The devotees of a Lord always looks for the welfare of all living entity, and in this way is actually the friend of everyone. He is the best yogi because he does not desire perfection in the yoga for his personal benefit, but tries for others also. He does not envy his fellow living entity. Here is the contrast between a pure devotee of a Lord and the yogi interested only in his personal elevation. The yogi who has withdrawn to the secluded place in order to meditate perfectly may not be as perfect as the devotee who is trying his best to turn every man towards Krishna consciousness. So you see, even a yogi is interested in one's own. So he's selfish. Though his goal is liberation, he's selfish. But a devotee is not. Arjuna Uvacha Yoyam Yogastvaya Proktam Samyena Madhusudana Etasyam na pashyami Chanchalatvat Sitim Stiram. O Madhusudana, the system of the yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady. So Prabhupada says that the system of mystic described by the Lord Krishna to Arjuna in the beginning with this verse Suchau Deshe. So this Suchau Deshe is 6.11, right? So from 6.10 it started till 32, last verse, right? So Suchau Deshe is 6.11. So from that, and ending with the Yoga Paramaha. And ending with the Yoga Parama is being Yogi Paramo Mata. So that is 32. Is being rejected here. It is rejected by Arjuna out of the feeling of inability. It is not possible for an ordinary man to leave the home and go to the secluded place in the mountain and jungles to practice the yoga in the age of Kali. Right? We already discussed this. So he is telling literally that it's not possible. Prabhupada mentions here that somebody may be able to do it. Very rare. You see. Now what to speak? If Arjuna is telling 5,000 years ago that he does not find it practical, then what to speak of current situation? Prabhupada is mentioning. Therefore, this system and there's never Arjuna has never practiced such thing. Never in the history there is a Arjuna has ever practiced. So that is also Prabhupada is mentioning. At 5,000 years, Arjuna had much better facility than we have now. And he has refused to accept this system of yoga. In fact, We do not find any record in the history of his practicing at any time. Therefore, this system must be considered generally impossible in this age of Kali. Right? Of course, it may be possible for some very few rare men, but for people in general, it is an impossible proposal. If this were so 5,000 years ago, then what of the present day? Those who are imitating this yoga system in the different so-called schools and societies, although complacent, are certainly wasting their time. They are completely in ignorance of the desired goal. So therefore, if we see the organizations where they are teaching yogasana and calling it Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned Ashtanga Yoga and all, completely useless because they don't even know the goal is Krishna. Here it is clearly mentioned that one should know, focusing on Atma, Paramatma, and understanding that Paramatma is a part and parcel, means is Krishna only. They are not even aware of that. And it is not even possible to practice in this age. Very few, maybe rare, right? They are not saying no to that. So when we read this, we understand clearly what is what. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, pramadi balavadridam, tasyaham nigraham manye, vayur eva sudushkaram. For a mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the mind. So you see, it's very difficult to control the mind. Pramati, Palvat, and it's so strong.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Prabhuji, in South there was a mystic yogi like Satya Sai Baba. He used to do all this mystic power, so removing ashes from the hand and removing the idols of like he must have performed this Ashtanga Yoga system then.
No, if he has performed the Ashtanga Yoga system, he will be focusing on realizing Krishna and with a focus on Atma and Paramatma. But he got with the material people and showing all siddhis.
Magic, ashes from the hand and some idols.
So
gold chain, even gold chain from.
Yes. So these people would have practiced some kind of sadhana by which they have got as a result byproduct. Result is Krishna, but byproduct is siddhis. Right? So all the siddhis they come as a byproduct, but they got stuck in that byproduct. Instead, they should have been to some forest and meditating on Atma, Paramatma, and Krishna. But they got stuck with this one byproduct and started showing it to the normal people. What is the use? What is the achievement? So therefore, just very clearly mentioned, it's a great danger in falling from that position. Why? Because person has not got satisfaction in relation with Krishna. But anyone who takes to Krishna consciousness, they easily find satisfaction in relation to Krishna, who is Akhila Rasamrit Murti. Everyone is longing for some rasa. And by practicing devotional service, one gets that rasa in relation with Krishna. Knowledge comes, renunciation comes, purification comes. But these people who are very dry, they take to such process, such hardship, they go to a lot of austerities, struggles, they practice, they get some siddhis and get stuck with those siddhis.
Prabhuji,
yes.
And people worship their like he's worshipped like a god, like unki puja
Yeah,
hoti hai.
which kind of people? Those who want such thing. Those who want such siddhi, they get. But the devotees, they are not attracted to such people.
So, what is their destination? If they are worshipping such kind of person as a god, उनको भगवान की पदवी देके उनकी पूजा करते हैं. ऐसे लोगों का
क्या होगा? मीन्स वो लोग को ना भगवान को पूज रहे हैं, ना डेमीगॉड को पूज रहे हैं. वो लोग तो किसी इंसान को पूज रहे हैं जो खुद ही भटका हुआ है. जो भटका हुआ है उसके पीछे व्हाट दे आर डिजायरिंग विथ, तुमने कैसे चेन बनाया, मेरे को भी दो ताकि मैं भी चेन बना के इंद्रिय तृप्ति करूं. आई ऑल्सो नीड सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन. दैट्स व्हाट दे वांट. What they will learn from such kind of person? So what they will get? They will not even get that chain also. Huh? Material benefits also they won't get. Instead, they can worship some demigod and get some material benefit. Slowly connected with the Vedas, slowly. But they are attracted to some person only for material gain. They will never get. So, cheater and the cheated. Instead, they come to Krishna. Even if we desire, if they want change, come to Krishna. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udardi. Akama, no desire, sarva kama. If any desire, or even one wants liberation, come to Krishna. That is the best thing. Why to go to such person? Krishna has created a system. Sa yagya praja sishtva purva uvacha prajapati. He has created a system. People are generally longing for the material desire. Krishna says, okay, here are my demigods. Perform yagya and they will satisfy you with all the things. Slowly, you will come to the point of dharma, artha, kama, and ultimately you will come to the moksha part. People want moksha. And then slowly after trying for the moksha, that is also good, liberation, right? But after getting that, still not satisfied, or there's something higher, that is Krishna. That will lead to the highest. But that is coming in the Vedic fold. One should come to the Vedic fold. Not end goal. It's good. Instead of material things, person should long for liberation. Right? Tamasoma Jyotirgama. To the light. Light means liberated. From darkness to transcendence. So Brahma Jyoti is a light. Right? So that is liberation. Liberation is good, but not the ultimate. Because liberation also one desires, selfish desires. So going beyond that. But transcendence, so these people are going for that chain and the siddhis and all. It's completely material. Right? No benefit. A person may, like such Baba may talk then, oh yeah, do some austerity and all these things, which will lead to some purification, but ultimately their desire itself is wrong. Right? And the person from whom they are learning is also like Brashta Yogi. Is a Brashta Yogi. So what is the one gets from them?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hari Bol.
Prabhuji, in this verse, the Arjuna says that it is highly impossible to practice this yoga. But if we see, when he was in the Gurukul, Dronacharya, where Arjuna himself got victory over the sleep, and he imbibed various. My understanding is that without following this Ashtanga yoga, it is highly impossible to obtain these siddhis. Later on, also when Panchali came, they made a rule that whomsoever the Panchali stay, nobody should enter. And since Arjuna entered to take his bow, and he himself, there was a punishment that they will go to Ajnatwas. So while going in Ajnas also, they obtained various siddhis. My understanding is that by doing this, they got siddhis by following this Ashtanga Yoga. Whether this understanding is correct, Your Lordship.
Yes, Prabhu. Without austerities and without hardship, siddhis won't come. So Arjuna has performed a lot of austerities, but the goal is not for the sake of achieving the siddhi as all in all. The goal was to please Krishna, to satisfy Krishna. And for that, to satisfy Krishna, they want to perform their duties. So they were Kshatriyas, they want to rule properly. To rule properly, Kshatriya needs to achieve some strength. For that, whatever is needed, they did, which includes achieving the whatever, things. But goal is not that. So Ashtanga Yogi's goal is different. But Kshatriya, Arjuna, his goal was not that. For the sake of running the kingdom, whatever was needed, he did it. But goal was not the different from Krishna. So therefore, even though he may have taken to the hardships and did lot of practices, but that was not his all in all. That we can see, understand when Krishna left, when Arjuna came back, all the Pandavas they retired timely. Bhagavatam, first canto, it mentions they retired timely. When did they retire timely? As soon as they came to know that Krishna has winded up his pastime, they decide that now there is no need for us, we'll also go. And they left for the north. From that, we can understand that their goal was never this. So devotees may perform the yogasanas, and but their goal is not to achieve perfection in Ashtanga yoga. Their goal is to have a nice, good body and without healthy body, so that they can chant nicely. So that is fine. That is recommended. I would say that devotees should perform yogasanas and keep a good health, but so that they can chant nicely, focus on their service nicely. But that is not the goal, right? So Arjuna and all, they are getting siddhis and all. That is all, as a process, means as a byproduct, they are getting all these things. Naturally, they are Krishna's special devotees, so they should get all this. But their focus was not Ashtanga Yoga. That was never mentioned. So Prabhupada mentions in this verse, there is no history of them doing Ashtanga Yoga as a process to realize God. I hope that answers.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Then what?
What you asked to do that take care of and study. You should do it to the best of the people without taking on.
See, attachment, and you don't have to fear for attachment, because today there is no attachment on. Children have no attachment to the father, husband, wife don't have attachment with each other. So if we say that without getting attached, practice, then they will think that, oh, I have to show some detachment by neglecting, avoiding. No. Affection is always should be there. We should show our affections to our near and dear ones. But internally, we should be detached. Outside, we should behave in such a way that I really need you, I really love you. Because that is also not seen nowadays. People are not affectionate. We have to tell to the people, be affectionate. So if I tell, yeah, we should be detached, then people will think that, being harsh, that is the way to be detached. No, we should be loving, we should be caring. They are our parents, they are our husband and wife, they are our children. Whom will show our love? Yeah, because initially we won't be able to show, because we don't have developed relationship on it. As much as we can show to our parents, husband and wife, we may not be able to show to Krishna, because we are not purified, we are not developed a connection. Once we develop a connection, it will become natural. Okay, we'll move ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. I'm having one question, Prabhuji, related
Yes.
to soul. In the body, we know that Paramatma is staying in all our hearts. I heard that Paramatma is standing in the heart in a four-handed form, Shankachakra Gada Padma Dari. In thousands or lakh petals in that lotus, Lord is standing. What is the form of the soul which is living in all hearts? Like we have understood a little bit by your all mercy that soul qualities, but I don't know, but I am having such a questions that in what form souls will be there in the body?
It's only the position, the place which is mentioned in the heart, the soul is there. Only that is mentioned, right? And this soul has taken the form, not the form, but our outer covering is the form which is given to the soul. Okay, so we have got now this material body. The form is this. Once we are purified and liberated, then we will get another form, which is of the same quality as soul later on. But right now, the soul is like very minute, like no. So it's very minute now. We will get another form, which will be a spiritual form later on, once we get purified and in our Swarupa. Is that okay?
Okay, Prabhuji, but but I am having little misunderstanding regarding this. Not understanding for me that I have heard that so little in hair 1,000 parts in the radius of the hair, the 1,000 parts
That's
will
the
be
size of the
the
soul.
size of the soul.
Yes.
And we are all having our spiritual form also in spiritual world. In that
Yes.
form only the soul is there present in that form only in the heart, or what, Prabhuji, like that?
No, we have not got that Swarupa now. So once we get it, we'll realize that. Right now, we have not got that form. You are not realized. You are not realized that form.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashamshaya Mahabaho Manodurnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha griyate. Lord Krishna said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by the suitable practice and by detachment. So, Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha kriyate. So, Abhyas. Abhyas, what is the Abhyas? For a yogi, focus on Atma and Paramatma. For a Krishna conscious person, practice devotional service. And what is Vairagya? Detachment from the sense object. Right? Sabhyasena tu kaunteya vairagena cha griyate. So indeed it's very difficult. Asamshaya. Krishna is agreeing first time. Samshaya. I agree, yeah? Arjuna. Till now he was like taking him left, right. But for this now he's saying yes. Asamshayam. Mahabaho. Manodur nigraham griyam. Chalam. Achalam. Abhyasena. But by practice of Krishna concept. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena. Verse 36. असंयतात्मना योगो दुष्प्राप्य इति मे मतिः वश्यात्मा तु यतता शक्यो वाप्तुम् उपायतः. For one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work. But he whose mind is controlled and who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. That is my opinion. Asamyat atmana. Asamyat means unbridled. Atmana, by the mind. Yogo, self-realization. Dusprapa, very difficult to obtain. Iti me mati, that's my opinion. So one who is unbridled, whose mind is uncontrolled. It's very difficult. Vashya atmana. Vashya. Atmana. So for one who is controlled, whose mind is by controlled mind. Yatato, one who is endeavoring. Shakya, it becomes practical. Avaptum, achu, upayataha, that is by appropriate means. One has to use the appropriate means, no other means. Appropriate means. Which is the best appropriate means which Prabhupada would mention here? Krishna consciousness, bhakti. Of which chanting is one and the most important, right? So here now, if you consider the Ashtanga Yogi, what would be the upaya for that Ashtanga Yogi? To focus on Atma and Paramatma. But Prabhupada does not want to view that one to perform Ashtanga Yogi. So what will Prabhupada mention? Upaya. What will Prabhupada mention here? Upaya.
Devotional service.
Devotional service. So you see, a Supreme Personality of Godhead declares that one who does not accept the proper treatment to detach the mind from the material engagement can hardly achieve success in self-realization. So proper treatment. See, Prabhupada is focusing on that upaya, proper treatment. Trying to practice yoga while engaging the mind in material enjoyment is like trying to ignite fire while pouring water on it. Now he's focusing on the uncontrolled mind. Without controlling the mind. It is like pouring water. Yoga practice without material mental control is waste of time. Such a show of yoga may be materially lucrative, but is useless as far as spiritual realization is concerned. Therefore, one must control the mind by engaging it constantly in transcendental loving service of the Lord. One should control the mind while concentrating. What is the upaya? While concentrating on the transcendental loving service of God. Unless one is engaged in Krishna consciousness, upaya, he cannot steadily control the mind. See, the focus is on control the mind. Prabhupada is saying if the one is not focused in doing Krishna consciousness, his mind will be uncontrolled. Means mind cannot be controlled without Krishna consciousness. Indirectly. A Krishna conscious person easily achieves the result of the yoga practice without separate endeavor. But a yoga practitioner cannot achieve success without becoming Krishna conscious. See, the goal of yoga is to know Paramatma as Krishna's expansion. Right? So one who is yoga practitioner should know that. And one who is Krishna conscious already knows that. His mind also gets control. So that's the difference.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
this thing about getting detachment of mind in everyday's life, how is one to practice that, to achieve that kind of detachment?
No need to focus on detaching the mind in day-to-day life. Process is we focus on Krishna. Attachment to Krishna will result in detachment. That example, if a beggar is given nice chappan bhoga, dry bread will do count nothing for him. But a person who has not realized Krishna, who has not got taste for Krishna's hearing, chanting, for him, if he say detached means how to detach? Mind is sticky. Or mind's nature is sticky to stick somewhere because soul is looking for happiness. And soul is not getting happiness, then through the mind and intelligence, soul will try to seek happiness. And there is happiness to some extent in the people of this world, in the items of this world. So the soul will look through the mind and intelligence happiness in this world. But if we say no, detach, but why means how detached? We are looking for happiness. Person needs happiness. If we say detach, no, don't focus on detach, focus on attached to Krishna, focus on Krishna, hear about Krishna. If Krishna will get that glimpse of happiness. Param drishtva nivartate, param drishtva, like Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya. So Vishaya will go away, niraharasya. If you do not give food to somebody, detach. They'll be able to, with that focus, detach. They'll be able to detach. But raso varjam, rasopyasya. So rasa means you have detached. But as soon as the object comes, you get attached. Right? So if somebody who is not eating, you said, tell them for 10 days no eating because you have got this bimari. So no eating. But then the taste has not gone. As soon as he becomes healthy, he will like to eat. So raso varjam, rasopyasya. So raso varjam, the sense object has gone, but that desire to enjoy has not gone. Param drishtva nivartate. Param drishtva, if they get the higher taste from Krishna, then automatically they stop. So instead of focusing on detachment, which we should while practicing Krishna consciousness, right? Restrain, vairagya from the sense object. So that vairagya is needed. But then focus is abhyasena tu kaunteya. Focus on this. So if you say detach, we should be detached. No doubt about it. But how? Attachment on Krishna. Yes. How that answers?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yes. Arjuna uvacha ayati shraddhayopeto yogacharitamaanasaha अप्राप्य योग संसिद्धिं कामगतिं कृष्ण गच्छति. Here the Arjuna asks the question, what happens to somebody who is unsuccessful yogi, who starts practicing but does not end because of some material desires? Arjuna said, oh Krishna, what is the destination of unsuccessful transcendentalist who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism? So ayati, Ayati means what? Unsuccessful transcendentals. Yati means जो यतता यातना करता है, practitioner. Ayati means one who does not practice. नहीं. Yati means practitioner. Ayati does not mean one who is not practicing. Like if we say 37. So the word anudara yuvati. So a yuvati anudara. Anudara means with a girl, young girl with a slender waist. Young girl with a slender waist. Anu means small. Anudara, udara means waist. So anudara means with a small, tender waist. Does it mean no waist at all? Not possible, right? So anudara means a slim, tender waist. So similarly, ayati. Yati means practitioner. Ayati means no practice at all. Not like that. With a little practice, less practice. So practice is must. So one has started the practice, little practice, and yoga charita manasa aprapya samsiddhim kamgatim. What happens to that person? So Krishna is telling now. Next verse. Kachinno bhaya vibrastas chinna bhram iva nashyati अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढ़ो ब्रह्मणपतिः. He's telling Kachin na ubhayo vibrastas, nor ubhayo means both. Vibrastas deviate from chinna abhram eva, just like a cloud which has deteriorated, One cloud gets mixed with another cloud. So one cloud which has left one and could not mix with another cloud. He's like kind of lost only. So just like a cloud, isn't that person lost? Apratishto mahabaho. So like he left the material benefits. So no material gain. Focus on transcendentalism. Even transcendental benefit will be gone. So in this world, material benefit is also not there. Transcendental benefit, which he started practicing, is also not there. So both are lost. So here he's asking, "Oh mighty Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sky?" So valid question, right? Verse 39. Etam me samshayam Krishna chetum arhasi asheshatah twadanya samshayasya chetana hi upadate. This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. So just like in the second chapter, Arjuna says to Krishna, I do not see anyone who can dispel this lamentation which I am going through. Only you can. So similarly here he's saying that only you can. And Prabhupada points out that nobody, no human being, not even any acharya can dispel than Krishna. So Krishna's words, even acharya are quoting Krishna's word, right? How do we gain the power of acharya? Because of Krishna's word. They are using Krishna's word. Otherwise, even acharyas don't have that power. Prabhupada is mentioning. So, even the great sages and philosophers who are at the mercy of material nature cannot equal him. No one is equal to or above Krishna, and certainly the so-called great sages and the philosophers who are at the mercy of material cannot equal him. Therefore, the verdict of Krishna is the final and complete answer to all doubts, because he knows the past, present, and future perfectly, but no one knows him. Krishna and Krishna's devotee alone can know what is what. So the doubt should be cleared by Krishna. So he's asking, Arjuna is asking, and the beautiful reply of Krishna. So what happens as yogi who could not complete Verse 40, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Parthe Parthanaiveha Namutra Niha Vinashastasya Vidyate Nahi Kalyan Krit Kaschid Durgatim Tat Gacchati. Tat is like a son, child. Prabhupada translates as a friend. Tat, Are Tat, out of love. Partha, hey Partha. Na iha, iha. Na eva, iha. Iha means in this world. Na mutra, in different world, in another life. So not only in this life, nor in the next life. Vinasha tasya vidyate. Vinasha vidyate exists. There is no Vinasha exists for whom? For such a person who has gone to this. Nahi kalyan krit kaschit durgatim tat gacchati. For such a person who has taken to this kalyan mark of transcendental focus, durgatim tat gacchati, can never be a durgati. How? You will explain again. I'm not going to the purport, you just read it. But beautiful purport. What he's telling. Of course, I'll read the last paragraph of this verse. Prabhupada says, those who are following the path of auspiciousness can be divided into three sections. So there is a path, earlier Prabhupada says that there is a path of those who are not following the path of Krishna consciousness, then second is the path of auspicious path, right? That those who are focusing on transcendentalism. So those who are following the path of auspiciousness can be divided into three sections, namely the followers of these scriptural rules and regulations who are enjoying material prosperity. Second, those who are trying to find ultimate liberation from the material existence. And third is those who are devotees of Krishna. So those who are following the rules and regulations of the scriptures for material happiness may be further divided into two classes again. Those who are fruitive workers and those who desire no fruit for sense gratification. So those who are after fruitive results for sense gratification may be elevated to higher standard of life, even to the higher planets. But still, because they are not free from material existence, they are not following the truly auspicious path, which is transcendental. The only auspicious activities are those which lead one to liberation. The liberation is included here. Huh? The only auspicious activities are those which lead one to liberation. Any activity which is not aimed at ultimate self-realization or liberation from the material bodily concept of life is not at all auspicious. Activity in Krishna consciousness is the only auspicious activity, and anyone who voluntarily accepts all bodily discomforts for the sake of making progress on the path of Krishna consciousness can be called a perfect transcendentalist under severe austerities. And because the eightfold yoga system is directed towards the ultimate realization of Krishna consciousness, such practice is also auspicious, and no one who is trying his best in this matter need fear degradation. Right? So here Ashtanga Yoga is also considered an auspicious path. Prapya punya kritam lokan उषित्वा शाश्वती समः शुचिनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगो भ्रष्टो विजायते. So prapya punya kritam lokan. So prapya, what he will what prapti he will do? Punya kritam lokan. So the loka which are achieved by punya, punyavan, which are that? Heavenly planets. उषित्वा शाश्वती समा. उषित्वा शाश्वती समा. कितने समय तक? Long time. Enjoy long time. And after enjoying, शुचिताम शुचिनाम श्रीमताम गेहे. योगो भ्रष्ट अभिजायते. So योगो भ्रष्ट, जो भ्रष्ट हो चुके हैं योग पात्र से, they will take birth in what? शुचिनाम and श्रीमताम. So श्रीमताम means very rich people. Don't have to work hard. No? मस्त rich है तो they don't have to work hard. No job, nothing. Just practice bhakti. So rich people should come here, right? But what they do? Very difficult, right? And therefore, somebody has practiced for longer. It's no Srimatam Ge. But some Acharyas home, some Vaishnavas home. And because their focus is always on Krishna Bhakti. So when you practice for a longer time, they get birth in Vaishnava's home. Think what is the fate of your children they are coming from. Such a, they have done already. Those who are devotees of children, think they have done a lot of. That's how they have come here. So no devotee is ordinary. This is for the children who are born in the devotee family. But those who are practicing, those who have taken to bhakti, they are also should consider they have done so much in their past. It was very rare. Devotees are very rare. Very rare. अथवा अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद्धि दुर्लभतरम् योगे जन्म यदीदृशम्. Or second, so first is Srimatam Suchinam, those who are very rich people in their home. Second is if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in the family of a transcendentalist who are surely great in wisdom. Certainly such a birth is very rare in this world. Prabhupada in the last para, he says that my grand Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, my spiritual master, he was one such who took birth in such a traditional family. Vishnupad, Bhakti Siddhant, and our humble self, and he considered himself also that he also has the opportunity to take birth in such family by the grace of the Lord. And both of us were trained in the devotional service of the Lord from the very beginning of our lives. Later on, we met with the order of the transcendental system. Of course, Prabhupada is very special, but still is considering and is writing in this way. तत्रतं बुद्धियो संयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकं यदते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरुनन्दन. On taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success. So then he again tries. After getting the birth, what he does? Again tries. But does he know that previously he has done so and so? Prabhupada is telling here, King Bharat, he gives the example of King Bharat. See, he was initially a very great king. Bharat Varsha came from his name. Right? Like we saw Priyavrat Maharaj, Swayambhu Manu Priyavrat Maharaj. Priyavrat Maharaj divided Bhumandala into 9 Varsha. So middle one was Bharat Varsha. So his son Agnidra was given that Bharat. Agnidra gave birth to Nabhi. Nabhi was given that Bharat Varsha. And then Nabhi gave birth to Rishabdev, Lord Rishabdev. From him came the Bharat. 100 sons. The eldest one was Bharat. He was given that. That Bharat Maharaj, after ruling for a long time, in his young age, he left the kingdom. He went and practiced, but when he remembered at the time of death, he got attached to the deer, and he remembered deer. And yam yam vapi smaran bhava tyajati ante kalam varam tam tam evati konte sada tad bhava bhavita. Whatever one remembers at the time of death, we'll give him that. He remembered deer, and what he got? Deer body. But in the deer body, Lord was being merciful. He gave him the remembrance. See, Baba, because of your this thing, you got fault. And then he became very careful. He left his dear mother, went to the place where sadhus were roaming around, eating dry grass. He was remembering Lord and left. Next body, he got into Brahmanas. Prabhupada is quoting. See, he got into Brahmana. Where there is already impetus. And then he went back to God. So then he starts practicing. So here he goes, on taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life. He revives the divine. He starts from there. Nothing is lost. And he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success. Sam siddhau kurunandana. Then he gets that achievement. पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते हि अवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्द ब्रह्माति वर्तते. By the virtue of divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles, even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures. You see, some people, they automatically get attracted to the chanting, hearing, and such processes. Avashaha, without, just, that means they have done so much in the past. प्रयत्नात् यतमानस्तु योगी संसिद्ध पिल्बिषः अनेक जन्म संसिद्ध ततो याति परां गतिम्. And when the yogi engages himself with a sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed of all contamination, then ultimately achieve perfection after many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal. So you see, for a yogi, after practicing for many births, then he achieves the goal. Tapasvibhyo adhiko yogi ज्ञानीभ्यो अपि मतोऽधिकः कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद् योगी भवार्जुन. A yogi is greater than an ascetic, greater than an empirist, and greater than a fruitive worker. Therefore, Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. So more than karma yogi, the Gyan yogi, Ashtanga yogi, who is the greatest? Bhakti yogi. But here there is no mention of Bhakti yogi. Yogi is mentioned. Yogi means one who is focusing on Atma, Paramatma, and then Krishna. Right? So Krishna, one who focuses. But even an Ashtanga yogi, after few births, if he is not perfected his life, it will take few births, right? But for a Bhakti yogi, it's very easy to focus on Krishna, which is the goal. Therefore, when we say yogi is the great, that yogi, that means Bhakti yogi. See, Prabhupada here mentions, the Lord has confirmed here in the superiority of yoga, but he has not mentioned that it is better than Bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is full spiritual knowledge and therefore nothing can excel it. Asceticism without self-knowledge is imperfect. Empirical knowledge without surrender to the Supreme Lord is also imperfect. And fruitive work without Krishna consciousness is a waste of time. Therefore, the most highly praised form of yoga performance mentioned here is the Bhakti Yoga, and this is still more clearly explained in the next verse. Yoginam api sarvesham madgaterantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. Of all the yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in the yoga and is the highest of all. That is my yogi. That is my opinion. So no meditation, non-self, soul, Paramatma, direct Krishna. Of all the yogis, one who has great faith in and who always abides in me, thinks of me, thinks of Krishna within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me, rendering service to him. He is the most intimately united with me in the yoga and the highest of all. So who is he? How he practices? How he serves the Lord? So this will be given in the next chapter. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 directly. That is the bhakti. Right? So he is the greatest of all the yogis. So bhajate yoma. Yoginam api sarvesham madgaterantarat atmana shraddhavan bhajate yoma. So bhaja. This bhaja is used for whom? Only Krishna. This bhaja can be translated as a worship, right? But the worship means you adore someone. That is also worshipping someone. Like the heroines or like the demigods. Like somebody can worship them. Show the reverential respect. But for Krishna, only bhaj. That worship is different. That is love and devotional service. It can only be used for whom? Krishna. That's what Prabhupada mentions here. The word bhajante is significant here. Bhajate has its root in the word bhaj, which is used when there is need of service. The English word worship cannot be used in the same sense as bhaja. Worship means to adore or to show respect and honor or to worthy of one. But service with love and faith is especially meant for Krishna, Supreme Person of Godhead. One can avoid worshipping the respectable man. Okay. So, Prabhupada mentioned in the third para, the culmination of all of the yoga practice lies in Bhakti Yoga, and all other yoga are means to come to the point of Bhakti in Bhakti Yoga. Yoga actually means Bhakti Yoga, and all other yogas are the progressive towards the destination of Bhakti Yoga. From the beginning of Karma Yoga to the end of Bhakti Yoga is a long way to self-realization. Karma Yoga with fruitive result is the beginning of the path. When the Karma Yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, the stage is called Jnana Yoga. When the Jnana Yoga increases in meditation on the Super Soul by the different physical processes and the mind is on him, it is called Ashtanga Yoga. And when one surpasses the Ashtanga Yoga and comes to the point of the Supreme Person of God, Krishna, it is called Bhakti Yoga, the culmination. Superb line. The path is mentioned, you see. Actually, Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate goal. But to analyze Bhakti Yoga minutely, one has to understand this other process. Because if I tell you, Bhakti Yoga is the best. But then somebody may think that, oh, these other things are also leading. Why not? So when we study all other yogas and ultimately understand, then we understand what is the best. The yogi who is progressive is therefore on the true path of the eternal good fortune. One who sticks to the particular point and does not make further progress is called by that particular name. Karma yogi, Jnana yogi or Dhyan yogi. Raja yogi, Hatha yogi, etc. If one is fortunate enough to come to the point of Bhakti yogi, it is to be understood that he has surpassed all other yoga. So you all have surpassed all other yogas. Huh? Therefore, to become Krishna conscious is the highest stage of yoga. Just as when we speak of Himalayan, we refer to the world's highest mountain, of which the highest peak, Mount Everest, is considered to be the culmination. It is by great fortune that one comes to the Krishna consciousness on the path of Bhakti Yoga to become well situated according to the Vedic direction. The ideal yogi concentrates his attention on Krishna, who is called Sham Sundar, who is beautifully colored as cloud, whose lotus-like face is effulgent as sun, whose dress is brilliant with jewels, and whose body is flower-garlanded. Illuminating all sides is his gorgeous luster, which is called Brahma Jyoti. He incarnates in the different forms at Rama, Narsimha, Vara, and Krishna, the Supreme Person of Godhead, and he descends like a human being as the son of Mother Yashoda, and he is known as Krishna, Govinda, and Vasudev. He is the perfect child, husband, friend, and master, and he is full of with all opulences and transcendental qualities. If one remains fully conscious of these features of the Lord, is called the highest yogi. This stage of highest yogi in the yoga can be attained only by the bhakti yogi, as is confirmed in the Vedic literature. Yasya deva para bhakti yata deve tata guru tasyaite katita yarta prakashante mahatmana. Bhakti means devotional service to the Lord, which is free from the desire for material profit, either in this life or in the next. Devoid of such inclination, one should fully absorb the mind in the Supreme. That is the purpose of Nishkarmya. There are some of the means. These are some of the means for the performance of Bhakti or Krishna consciousness, the highest perfectional stages of the yoga system. Thus ends the purport. Bhaktivedanta purport of the 6th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of Dhyan Yoga. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Yes, exactly fine. Any questions?
Prabhuji, can we give the MCQ test after the main exam?
Sorry, can we?
Give the test, MCQ test of each chapter after the main exam.
Yes, you can do up to the main exam. For you, even after main exam.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, question
Yes.
bank.
Question bank, I will send you tomorrow. And you
Hare
want
Krishna,
exam? You want exam next Sunday or you want some time?
We want some time, Prabhuji.
Okay. How
Some
many? How
time,
many?
Prabhuji.
How many Sundays you want? One more Sunday, two more Sunday, three more Sunday, four more Sunday? Tell me.
One more Sunday at least.
One more at least. Okay. Granted. So next Saturday, next Sunday, we'll have chapter 7. And the test would be then after that Sunday
Yes.
or after that Sunday.
Yes. Once we finish chapter 7.
Once you, no, don't say once you finish because that's not in our hand.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
We want to fix. We want fix. You want one Saturday. You want one Sunday. Like next Sunday instead, we extend it by one Sunday or two Sunday. That you have to find or three Sunday.
2 Sunday, Prabhu.
Prabhu, so next chapter will be taken by, I think so.
His Grace Pradyumna Mishra Prabhu.
Yes, so it will not be possible to for the exam to be on Sunday because then he'll have his schedule on the Sundays.
Don't worry about the schedule. If you want to give next Sunday, you just tell that. Then the Sunday,
Okay,
next Sunday will be
after
the
5 o'clock anytime.
Prabhuji, after one Sunday. We need some days to study.
See the timing, if we change, then people will have different opinion. One day we have kept for exam, Sunday, right? 3 to 5. Our timing is 3 to 5, right? So that is our test time, right? So now you have to don't change the time. You have to decide which Sunday you want. Now if you say that devotee will be taking session and all, that is up to us, right? So instead of next Sunday, if you want, the next Sunday he will take the session. The exam for exam, one Sunday will be there, right? So if we don't keep next Sunday, then next Sunday he will take the session. And whichever day you want, that time there will be exam. Isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So now you tell which Sunday you want. Yeah. So this next Sunday is what? After that is? 2nd August. Okay, after that is? 9th August. So 2nd August or 9th August you have to decide.
9th August.
9th August. Okay, all ready for the 9th August?
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
With 9th.
Lock
But
kiya
this will be
jaye?
from chapter 1 to 6 on 9th?
Yes.
So all are saying yes. So locked. 9th August, final exam. And I'll send you by tomorrow, shlokas, short answer questions, long answer questions. And in that also in the final exam, we'll ask from that question bank only. And in that also we'll have a choice. Like say if I give you 15 shlokas. Tomorrow, Monday tomorrow, yes.
Thank Prabhuji,
you,
will there be any
Prabhuji.
case
So say
study?
if I give you 15 shlokas for recitation, for memorization, then I will
That's
ask
too
maybe
much.
10 questions from that. In that also I'll tell you, okay, write any 6, any 5, any.
How long will be the question paper, Prabhuji?
Question paper will be 2.5 hours.
That means about 10 odd questions. About 10 questions or so, that means. 10 to
So 100
15
marks, 2.5 hours. Okay? Anything else you want?
Prabhuji, will there be any case study?
No. Simple question and answer.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes.
हरे कृष्ण धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु जी
धन्यवाद प्रभु जी
प्रभु जी ये ना मेरा बहुत ही पुराना डाउट है दिस इज माय ओल्ड डाउट रिगार्डिंग दिस yoga system that there is a progressive realization of Paramatma, Brahman and Bhagwan feature of Supreme Personality, that one has to undergo the Paramatma realization, or a devotee, when he grows in bhakti, he slowly understands the Paramatma feature, or he realizes, and then he goes for the Brahman and then Bhagwan. So, or here in this purport of the last verse, it is written that one who want to minutely understand bhakti yoga, he need to understand the all karma, jnana, dhyan, and bhakti yoga. So, although we say that we are bhakti yogi and we bypass all other yoga systems, is it true that uh, one need to undergo one automatically undergoes all these yoga ladder even during bhakti practice?
Okay. So this yoga ladder, does one need to go through the yoga ladder to even for a devotees? So yoga ladder means the step, you know. So one starts from karma kand, and then transcendence means karma yoga, then yoga, jnana yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, and then ashtanga yoga, and then bhakti yoga. So right. So when we say that we are practicing karma yoga, so one who is practicing will be situated in that yoga. Somebody situated in Gyan Yoga. One who is practicing that yoga system is known as a Gyan Yogi. When we say the devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness, they are not a Gyan Yogi. They are not situated in Gyan Yogi, because for a Gyan Yogi they need to have a sannyas ashram. Only then one can practice, and they will be studying the scriptures which are leading towards the impersonal aspects, like sutras, Vedanta sutras. They'll be focusing on that. They'll be focusing on Vedanta, and they'll be studying about the impersonal aspects, right? And trying to figure out the Lord. Oh, this is not Lord, this is not Lord, neti, neti. So when somebody is in that situation, they are called Jnana Yogis. But devotees, they are not situated. They are learning that philosophy. They are trying to understand that this aspect, right? Because once they will try to understand, they will understand how that bhakti is perfect. They know the bhakti is perfect, but when you study others, you know that there is nothing else here. This is the perfect, isn't it? Just like a doctor. Now you are in that Bhakti Vedanta, so I will explain in that, A doctor who is in COVID, treating a COVID patient, there's a COVID everywhere. And the symptoms is people will have cough and all. So one person is coming. He has the same thing, same symptom. He's used the medicine. Another person is coming, and while coming only, he sees that this person is coughing. So he knows. This person comes and he writes. And this person comes and he, instead of he's telling that I have got cough, he says, okay, take this. And this person goes out and he feels that, Are, suna hi nahi doctor ne. Means this medicine is not, he does not have heard me. He will not feel satisfactory. So what doctor does? He hears him. He knows what is the solution. Still he hears him. So that this person gets comfortable. Okay, he has heard. And he asks him few questions. Acha, ye bhi ho raha hai, wo bhi ho raha hai. And he understands the symptom and he gets convinced, oh, doctor is hearing me. And then he gives him the. So this person is convinced, oh, he has heard me, and then he can practice. So similarly, when a yogi, when a bhakti yogi, when he understands, he reads the even the Vedanta Sutra and all, he understands it in the way that how it is inferior. This is inferior and bhakti yogi is the superior. So when he goes through all these things, he has no doubt. Yes, this is the ultimate. Bhakti yoga is the ultimate. And somebody who is practicing bhakti yoga, he will be practicing and he will get that conviction, but he may still have a doubt. Okay, maybe this practice, somebody may say, Are, yoga karna chahiye, and he may get diverted into yoga field, means this Ashtanga yoga field, asana and all. He may get diverted. But if somebody who has already know what it is, he will not get diverted. Therefore, the yogi, therefore a Jnana yogi, Bhaunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan. So this Jnani who has done with all these things, when he takes to bhakti, he is very dear to Krishna. Krishna says that person is very dear because he has done with everything. He has done with everything. But if an immature bhakti yogi, he may get diverted. Isn't it? Therefore, if we study systematically this thing, then there is no chance. We are clear. But we are still not called Gyan Yogi, though we may be studying the subjects of the Gyan Yogi. And which subjects we are studying? We have got Upanishad, na? Ishopanishad. Prabhupada said that is enough. So Upanishad talks in what way? Na dhaiti, na tejati, one who does not run. He runs but he does not run. He's close but he's far away. You see, such verses are there. And we have got the purport from devotees, Vaishnavas only, Acharyas. So no way to get diverted. But otherwise, if we hear their Gyan Yoga books, he'll really get confused. He'll really get confused. In fact, we'll not like only because it's so confusing. The subjects are so confusing. The books of Gyan Yogis are so confusing because no clear-cut understanding of who God is. It's just fully impersonal. Like if what is the impersonal means? Brahman. Brahman means that Shakti, which is means they want to believe in this in the identity which is without any Shakti only, which has no form, which has no name, which has no qualities. So if I have to tell you about Brahman, what is Brahman? So Brahman is something which is formless, which is without any name, without any form, without any identity. It is like nothing. So how do I tell you that thing which is nothing, which has no form, which cannot be seen, which cannot be tested, which cannot be felt, which cannot be touched, which can't be heard about? How do I tell you? I have to tell something now about that one. Oh, this what?
Hare Krishna.
I think the connection's gone off.
Hare Krishna.